Hi, welcome to QuantumCall.ai. I'm Vernon Millette, the founder of the company. And in this video, I'm going to chat about how we added an extra $1.2 million profit to one of our clinic clients directly to their bottom line using our AI growth infrastructure. And scaling is what we've done actually for so many of our other clinic clients over the last few years. But what's really ramped that up has been the introduction of AI as far as scalability and cost efficiency and, frankly, revenue generation. So what would an extra $1 million look like for your clinic? Well, it made a huge difference in this company to further their expansion. Even an additional $500,000 or $100,000 can be game changer for a lot of clinics, just like it was for a partner of ours in Atlanta. She went from 1 clinic to 3 clinics in just about 4 months. So it can literally be a game changer for your business and for your brand. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to share how we can implement these same infrastructures into your clinic. And if you did have the chance to land on this video, it's very, very fortunate, simply because that means we've reopened our AI growth infrastructure program. So I'm going to share all the insights and all the value to help you scale your business, kind of how we've helped so many others. And this is going to be very straightforward. Obviously, it's black text on a white screen, right? So there's no crazy editing or fancy video animations or any of that. But what I can guarantee you is that you're going to get a lot of value out of this, and it'll help add profit to your bottom line. So I don't believe in wasting people's time, so I certainly won't waste yours. That being said, let's go. So the easiest path to increasing your revenue and cutting down on all your cost metrics, cost for booked appointment or per client acquisition, is simply implementing our AI growth infrastructure into your clinic. And honestly, it'll solve every single bottleneck that your clinic currently faces. So it could be lead gen. And by the way, if someone does join us as a clinic client, we do run your ads for 30 days completely free. We manage them, to drive more traffic. So anyway, that's kind of an aside. And then after that 30 days, we can give you our full training. We train you on how to run your own ads and, whether it's Facebook or whatever, so that way you can continue managing them inside your own clinic. But again, that's an aside. So our AI infrastructure will solve every bottleneck that you are currently facing, whether it is lead gen or getting booked appointments or qualified appointments, which is really big, having them show up to your call or, come into the office. So all in all, it just frees up more time for tasks that really move the needle for your clinic and things that you want to do, like take care of your patients, take care of your clients, and think about big picture stuff instead of getting down in the minutia of, the day to day. So, like cold calling or hiring, training, managing the appointment setters or customer service. So you're probably dealing with at least one of these things currently right now. But if you're watching this video this far, we can probably agree there's a lot more money on the table if we could button up and streamline those other bottlenecks as well. And I do know, obviously, that there are a ton of agencies out there that solve, they can give you lead gen, the quality of those leads, or suspects sometimes. We fully understand that. They usually do one bottleneck and they specialize in that. They'll run your Facebook ads or whatever. There's other companies that'll do your appointment setting. Those guys often do hire offshore talent, let's call it, with English as their second language. And so what you're paying for is probably, let's call it, less optimal lead setters. You're paying these high monthly retainers to individual different companies to solve one thing for you at a time, but they're not solving the overall issues. So what if I told you that our AI growth infrastructure, it not only solves every single bottleneck that you're facing, but you're not getting hit with a whole bunch of different retainers. It's all in one package and we only have to build it once. And then we release it into your business and it works on its own, right? And you own it forever. It's not like you're building a team of employees where, you're paying them annual salaries, usually 40,000 plus, but we can get into that. But you pay for it once and you own it forever. You don't have the monthly retainers from multiple agencies. So what does it look like is a great question. So I'm going to share all these insights, but let me share with you how we became what we became. And we are QuantumCall.ai. I opened a digital marketing agency in 2014, and we've been solely focused on medical and cosmetic clinics. We quickly scaled because we're pretty good at what we do, and that's all thanks to my team, right? They're amazing. So we went from 7 figures to 8 figures, and we saw all the same issues and all the same bottlenecks with working with all these different clinics. And we've spent literally millions of dollars in paid ads for our clinic clients, generating hundreds of thousands of leads and millions of dollars in revenue for them. And we learned that the leads wasn't exactly the biggest issue. The biggest bottleneck came from the clinics calling the leads, because there's that 5-minute magic window that, if they don't hear back, it's actually, I believe, an 82% drop in their likelihood of booking the appointment and showing up to the appointment if you don't hit them in that 5-minute window. And then doing the follow-up. So 80% loss. So you're paying for that lead and then, it goes nowhere. So it's wasted money. So in other words, the appointment setters and the follow-ups, it was costing our clinic clients just thousands of dollars in lost revenue. And it's because there wasn't a great solution until the introduction of AI. And so the more time I spent with AI and its development, the more I saw how it was going to change forever the way that not only we do business, but our clinics, clinic partners and clinic clients, that they're doing business, because it solves all the issues that we were having. So I became friends with some of the leaders in the AI space, and I partnered with them. And ultimately we created the leading tech in the industry, which I'm incredibly thankful for. I've spent over 6 figures in the development of our AI platform and the licensing fees to implement it. And so, I said we started in 2014, but I rebranded the agency to kind of leverage and to build it around this AI infrastructure, which is now QuantumCall.ai. So not only does it get the lead, it qualifies them, it nurtures them, then it calls them, it follows up with them, it texts them, and basically it turns them into ready to buy for your packages, whatever that is, whether you're a med spa or whether you're a clinic or your chiropractic, dental, all of it. It just gets them in a ready to buy state before they even come in, so that the sales process is incredibly streamlined and incredibly easy. And we do that through our nuanced conversational AI. So how can you get this into your own clinic, right? I'm going to show you, but there's a caveat. So please only continue if you have an interest in truly increasing your clinic revenue by tens of thousands of dollars per month, and then just slashing the costs in your overhead. So it's 2-phase. We increase the revenue and we decrease the cost, and that delta in there is actually what goes right back to your bottom line and gives you the funds to scale or do whatever you want. Take a month off and go to wherever you want, Costa Rica or Europe, whatever, right? Or you have a clinic that's losing clients, you're losing patients, you're overall just losing revenue because of booking issues and lost leads, or leads that aren't coming in. If you're losing revenue because of that and you don't know how to fix it, you spend too much money on staff salaries and plus their insurance. And then of course you have all the HR stuff. They don't show up, they take vacations, long toilet breaks, as it were. They play on their phones, they talk, they gossip with the other people, or they just have a bad energy that they bring into your business, or they don't work as hard as they should, which, we've seen unfortunately more and more common. Or your current way that you're in your clinic, it's hard to scale, right? Because obviously the costs go up the more you have to have staff to deal with those leads and to call them and set their appointments, or you seem to be stuck at the same revenue plateau, right? Because of your costs and overhead, and you're just kind of making enough to float along, but you're not really building the clinic of your dreams, right? Which is why we all got into the business to begin with, is for our legacy and to do something special for our families usually. So if any of this is you, take heart, because we can help. We do help. And I know this sounds crazy, but I've said it in interviews. It's been documented. AI is bigger than the internet. And I'm going to explain that comment here in a little bit. Trust me on this one. I'll show you why. So if you look at Google and Microsoft, they're using the AI infrastructures because it takes care of all their inefficiencies. And these are massive, massive companies. And if they're going all in on it, think about what it can do for your business, right? It just makes you more profitable. And so with the AI growth infrastructures we put in clinic businesses, it solves the biggest issue, which is appointment setting and lead management. And it just takes care of it for you. So you don't have to think about it. So why is that kind of the biggest bottleneck and the biggest obstacle? Because it's one of the things that hasn't been solved by technology yet, at least at a sustainable cost. People are expensive and computers are cheap. That's when I started in tech. That was one of the main things that I learned from a couple of my mentors, is that people are expensive. The more leads that come in and all that, you're forced to build appointment setting teams, which I'm sure you've experienced if you want to have any kind of conversion rate at all. And you have to convert all those leads. And to do it successfully, you need a kind of a big team, depending on your volume, because the turnover is high. People just don't like to do it. And then the cold calling, right? Who wants to do that? Get rejected all the time. So you're paying them $40K a year with their insurance, Social Security, vacation, sick days. The list goes on. And I don't have to tell you, you're a business owner, you know the frustrations that are often assigned to our employees. And then you have to manage them. I hope they're doing their job, or you hire a manager, and that's another $60K a year on average, plus the insurance and all the others. And you're hoping for the best, right? Because they don't show up, you're hoping that they do their job, scheduling your leads. You hope that they update your CRM. You hope that they follow up with them, and you're hoping that they don't quit. And again, I mentioned that 5-minute window. Your conversion rate drops 80%. And you're most likely going to lose that lead if they call in. They could even be on Google with a list of 20 other chiropractors or med spas. And if you don't hit them back in that 5-minute window, then it's most likely you're going to lose that lead that you were paying for. So our agents are different. We have nuanced conversational AI, and that's kind of a techie nerdy way of saying that they speak like a human, right? We create them and we customize them and train them specifically for each individual clinic. So that customization, it ranges a whole bunch of different ways, but, it speaks 12 different languages. It can have different new voice nuances if it's a Southern woman or a British man. The list goes on, but it's all customized, and especially in the content is customized to your clinic. They can have a 1 minute to a 45-minute conversation, sounding like a real human in their delivery. And it's amazing, the technology that the team has built. It has infinite memory, perfect recall, and it can take actions across 6,000 applications. So we can tie into your existing CRM if you don't want to use ours. And it can literally do the job of 10 of your employees. It never has to be managed, trained, motivated, any of that. And it works 24/7. I'm probably going to get there. There it is. It works 24/7, 365, no time off. So if a call comes in at 2 a.m., they see your ad, they fill out a lead form. In that 5-minute window, they have a perfect English-speaking representative, professional representative for your company, for your clinic, that will talk to them and get them on the books while they're fired up and they're ready to come in, right? And we created it for one reason, and we use it actually for one reason. It's because it's that good, as in millions and millions of dollars generated and saved in staff salaries. So imagine getting the same results as a professional team of A+ professional closers and sales agents and appointment setters, but you build it once and pay for it once, instead of an entire team that you're paying $40K a year plus all the benefits year after year after year. I mean, you can obviously see the value in that and the savings. So again, you don't have the sick days. You don't have to pay for managers. You don't have to worry about them getting frustrated with somebody on the phone and blowing the lead that could have been a potential $10,000 client. Instead, think about going to bed at night and knowing that the second someone opts into your lead page, right, they're going to get a call and we're going to schedule them, even if it's after hours, right? It doesn't have to be 9 to 5. And then imagine having this employee that shows up every day. It follows up with your leads every day. It calls them to make sure that they're going to show up to their appointments so you don't waste time and money. And again, it's an A-plus professional that works 24/7. It never complains. It never plays on their phone. It doesn't gossip and chatter with a coworker. And it never gets frustrated with an aggravating patient or client. And it always has a great attitude. That's what our AI agents do. And that's why they're scaling so quickly. And they're turning what was once overhead and costs of company costs into profit. So again, it has 10,000 integrations. It can call 1,000 leads per minute. It can take 1,000 calls at a time simultaneously, right? So it can also stick to your script, whether if it's an outbound sales call or an incoming someone wanting to schedule, and it'll step-by-step qualify those leads for you and connects directly to your CRM. So it can look at your calendar and say, okay, well, we have a 9 o'clock appointment next Thursday available. And the client says, oh, I'm sorry, I work in the mornings. And it'll check. Oh, we have a 3 p.m. Does that work for you? And it's very fluid. So it reacts naturally to make sure that we get that client or patient scheduled to get them in the door. And then, of course, we just don't want to call them once. We want to follow up with them and nurture them a little bit. So, for reminders to make sure that they show up, we send them the text messages, emails. We can call them again, send them direct messages, and we customize that to your clinic to make sure that it feels right and it feels organic, to make sure that they show up for their appointment. And that's why clinics have increased $100K a month. Many of our clinics have scaled to that because they don't have to build the appointment setting teams. They get mediocre results. They don't have to rely on callers that don't show up, that they don't get a hold of the leads fast enough. And our AI caller is interested in your business and it's focused on one thing, and that's bringing revenue through appointment setting and treating your clients and patients right to help your business grow. So your AI agent does all of this and a whole lot more, actually. And it's all done on autopilot. And it does nothing but revenue generating tasks for your clinic. And all that money that's wasted on, call it less desirable employees that actually cost you money instead of generating it, it goes right back into your profit, into your bottom line. And because of this, our clinic clients are going to be the ones that control the industry. So you have a couple of options from here. Option A, implement our growth AI strategies and infrastructures into your clinic, and you can become Microsoft and NVIDIA of the clinic industry. And if we look at Microsoft stock, there's the increase. And it's literally because they're the largest stakeholder of OpenAI, which is driving ChatGPT. So you can see that scaling for them. NVIDIA, the same thing. They're heavy investors in AI. So their stock is on the climb as well over the last 6 months. Or you can choose to be like Apple. And I know Apple is like the king. However, the last couple of years, they've not taken AI seriously, and now they're paying for it. So you can see their stock on the decline over the last year, especially because they've had to take billions of dollars and invest it in AI instead of coming on a ramp up. They had to take a huge chunk of their cash reserves, dump it into AI to play catch up, which they are lagging behind seriously. And so their stock took a hit. And the hard truth is you're going to either implement AI growth infrastructures into your clinic, or your competitors are going to, and you're going to get sidelined. And it's tough to say. It's tough to hear, I'm sure, right? So how do you succeed? We are the bridge. We bridge the gap with our custom turnkey AI infrastructures designed specifically for clinics. If you tried to do it yourself, I'm sure you could. It cost you tens of thousands. Again, I'm well over 6 figures now building AI systems out, that we're giving away to our clinic clients right now. You'd have to build a huge fulfillment team, build the entire back end, add that complexity to your clinic, right? And I know that we didn't get in the clinic industry to be tech guys or to build AI infrastructures, right? And then there's no guarantee that your system will be effective. But instead, you can partner with us where we have the proven growth and the proven systems. And we are the premier AI growth infrastructure company for the clinic industry. We have the technology, we have the fulfillment team, and we can help you dominate your area, whether it's your city. We'll help you scale to dominate that and beyond that, which is, the example of Atlanta, where she has now popped out of Atlanta into the surrounding areas and has grown her clinics, now to 3 instead of just 1 inside 4 months. We're going to get you ahead of your competitors by slashing your costs and overhead and driving your revenue up. Again, if you're seeing this video, we've reopened our client partner availability, but we are doing it slowly. We're taking on 8 clinic partners per month. And it's because I personally want to ensure that we keep our quality and commitment to our clinic clients' success. And so what I'd like to do is, if you're seeing this, there's still some slots available. So I want to invite you to a 30 to 45 minute implementation call where I can walk you through how we can partner together. We can implement your own custom AI infrastructure into your clinic and help you scale past 100K per month. Or as some of our partners are already $1 million a month. So wherever you're at on that scale, we can definitely help bring you up. So to book that free AI growth implementation call, just click the button that's around here, probably down below. And I know that we'll be able to help you like we have so many of our other clinic clients. And I'm looking forward to speaking to you personally.